Om Sri Sai Ram. Geometric equations, etc., etc. Now, if you take an equation and replace that equal to sign between two sides with greater than or lesser than, greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to, the equation becomes inequality. This particular topic we have studied last year, and we solved the problems based upon linear inequalities. How did we solve the problem? Not algebraically but graphically. So, we have drawn the graphs and found the solutions. So, that particular concept will be used here in linear programming. Now, let us understand this particular topic with the help of an example. Remember, here the problems are going to be quite big, like a paragraph. You have to read carefully, find out what are the variables, assume the variables and form the inequalities, draw the graphs of inequalities, shade the portions, find out the corner points, and then see how best you are able to optimize the function z, which is called optimization function. In some problems he will say find the maximum, in some problems he may say minimum. So, this is what we are going to understand, and we will try to understand the whole concept with the help of this beautiful example from the textbook. Read the question. A furniture dealer deals in two items, tables and chairs. So, he is basically selling tables and chairs. He has 50,000 rupees to invest. He wants to spend 50,000 rupees in the business by buying tables and chairs and then selling it. Okay? Has a storage space of at most 60 pieces. We know that all these things cannot be displayed. So, he has got a small storeroom, you can call it, godown you can call it, which can store maximum of 60 pieces, whether tables or chairs are together. Okay. A table costs 2,500 and a chair costs 500. He estimates that from a sale of one table he can make a profit of 250 rupees. What is the cost of the table? 2,500. What is the profit he is expecting by selling? 250 rupees, 10% profit, right? And that from the sale of chair he expects a profit of 75 rupees. What is the cost of the chair? 500 rupees. He expects that he can make 75 rupees profit. He wants to know how many tables and chairs he should buy from the available money so as to maximize his profit, assuming that he can sell all the items which he buys, which generally does not happen. I assume that everything will get sold. Whatever you have purchased, you kept it for sale, everything is got sold. We are assuming that and moving forward. So, what is the problem is all about? The problem is about a businessman want to buy tables and chairs. He has got 50,000 rupees. He has got a storage capacity of 60 items, 60 pieces. He want to buy, but he does not know how many tables he should purchase, how many chairs he should purchase so that he can have maximum profit. He does not know, and that is what we have to find out. And solving such problems or that kind of problems are known as linear programming problems. Okay? Now, let us see how we solve it. The dealer can invest his money in buying tables. If he decides he can buy only tables. If he decides he can buy only chairs. If he decides he can buy some tables and some chairs. We do not know. Okay? And combination thereof. Further, he would earn different profits. Suppose if he buys only tables, he will get some profit. If he buys only some chairs and sells, he will get some profit. If he buys both, he will get some profit. We have to find out in which situation he will have maximum profit. There are certain overriding conditions. What are the overriding conditions? What are the constraints? He has only 50,000. So he cannot buy things worth more than 50,000. So whatever he is spending, he has to spend 50,000 rupees only. What is the second constraint? He can store only 60 pieces. He may buy more, but he cannot store more than 60. So these are the two conditions. Suppose he decides to buy tables only. What is the cost of one table? 2,500. 50,000 rupees if he will spend, how many tables he can buy? 50,000 divided by 2,500, he can buy 20 tables. 5,000 divided, it is not 5,000, it is 50,000. This is 50,000 rupees divided by 2,000, he will get 20 tables. He will get 20 tables. And his profit, he is only buying 20 tables. What is the profit on table? 500 rupees. 20 into 5, he will get 5,000 rupees. Okay? 500 rupees he is getting. Okay? He will buy 20 tables. And on each table he is getting 500 rupees, so 20 tables he will get 5,000 rupees. Suppose he chooses to buy chairs. What is the cost of the chair? 500 rupees. So how many chairs he can buy? 50,000 divided by 500, he can get 100 chairs. And what is the profit on each chair? 750 rupees. Sorry, 75 rupees. So how much he will get? He will get 7,500. But the storage capacity is only of 60. Even though he can buy 100 chairs, but he has no capacity to store them. So he has a constraint that he can buy maximum 60 chairs only. 60 chairs, which will give him a total profit of 60 into 75, that is 4,500. I am sure you are understanding how the constraints are coming to play their role. Even though he can buy 100 chairs, but since the storage capacity is of 60 pieces, he can buy only 60. Next, there are many possibilities, for instance. So you can think about so many possibilities. Some chairs, some tables, more tables, or less chairs, less tables, like that. There are many possibilities. For instance, he may choose to buy 10 tables and 50 chairs. If he buys 10 chairs, what will be the cost? This is also 2,500. So 10 into 2,500 and sorry, this is the profits. This profit is correct only. On each table, 250 into 10, 2,500, 50 chairs, 50 into 75, he gets 6,250. So in this case, he got 6,250. In this case, he got 4,500, and here he got 5,000. You can think in your own way many more combinations. Next, let x be number of tables. Now we are formulating it. Whenever we are formulating it, we assume the variables. What are the variables? Number of tables and number of chairs. So we are taking x as number of tables and y be the number of chairs that the dealer buys. Obviously x and y must be non-negative. You cannot buy -5 chairs. You cannot buy -3 tables. So since they are numbers of tables and chairs, they will be positive. So as a result, x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0. Why equal to 0? Because he may skip buying one and buy only the other. Okay. So these constraints which we are finding, you will find in every problem, and there is a very big advantage of having these constraints, because when you draw the graph, you need to take only the first quadrant, because only in the first quadrant x and y both are positive. So even though the graph paper, if you draw in between vertical and horizontal line, divides into 4 parts, but here we don't need to do that. Just take the bottom line as x axis, vertical line as y axis, and use the entire graph paper, and everything will be in the first quadrant only. The dealer is constrained by the maximum amount he can invest. He has got only 50,000. He cannot invest more than that. So if he is buying X tables and if he is buying Y chairs, what is the cost of each table? 2,500. 2,500 into X. What is the cost of table? Chair? 500. So 500 into Y. So this is the first inequation. What is the first inequation of constraint? 2,500X plus 500Y is less than or equal to 50,000 because he has maximum 50,000. So this is the first which he has simplified and made it 5x plus y less than or equal to 100. What x stands for? Number of tables. What y stands for? Number of chairs. What is the total number x plus y? This x plus y also cannot be more than 60. So we say it is less than or equal to 60. So this is the another constraint. This is one constraint. This is another constraint. One constraint because of the money, another constraint because of the storage place. Okay. Now move forward. The dealer wants to invest in such a way so as to maximize his profit. Every businessman has only one objective, to make more profit. So how will he make profit? By selling tables and chairs. What is the profit he is going to get on a table? 250 rupees. Okay. And what is the profit he is going to get on a chair? 75. How many tables? X tables. How many chairs? Y chairs. So it is 250x plus 75y is Z. This Z is nothing but profit function, which we call it objective function. Okay. The dealer wants to invest in such a way so as to maximize his profit, say Z, which states as a function of x and y is given by Z equal to 250x plus 75y, called objective function. Mathematically, the given problem now reduces to, remember this is the objective function. These are the constraints. What are the constraints? 5x plus y less than or equal to 100, x plus y less than or equal to 60, x is greater than 0, y equal to greater than 0. So how many inequalities? 4 inequalities. Okay. Thus a linear programming problem is one that is concerned with finding the linear programming problems are concerned with what? Optimal value. Optimal means it can be maximum, it can be minimum according to the situation, because every problem is not only a business. There are varieties of problems which we are going to deal with, where we have to minimize certain things. So whether you maximize or minimize, such problems are called linear programming problems. Optimal value, maximum or minimum value of a linear function called objective function of several variables, say x and y, subject to the condition that the variables are non-negative, satisfy the set of linear inequalities called linear constraints. The term linear implies that all mathematical relations used in the problem are linear relations. Linear means what? Power is 1. There is no quadratic, there is no cubic, all linear. X to the power 1 and y to the power 1. If there is third, z to the power 1. The linear relations, while the term programming refers to method of determining the particular program or plan of action. So linear programming, basically we are going to plan how we should plan so that we are able to optimize, or optimize basically means maximize or minimize the objective function Z, which is known as profit function. Objective function, linear function Z equal to ax plus by, where a and b are constrained which has to be maximized or minimized, is called objective function. Okay. In the above example, Z equal to 250x plus 75y is a linear objective function. Variables are x and y are called decision variables, because these are the things which are going to decide. Constraints. The linear inequalities or equations or restrictions on the variables of a linear programming problem are called constraints. The constraints like x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0, because number of articles cannot be negative. In the above example, the set of inequalities 1 to 4. These are 2. Apart from this, what were there? One, because of the cost, he cannot invest more than 50,000. Another was because of the place constraints. Okay. Now he has drawn the graph. Now we need to understand how to solve a linear programming problem. What were the constraints? Constraints were, constraints were x is greater than or equal to 0. Yes. So how did this graph is being drawn? The first and foremost thing which you have to do is convert all inequalities into equations. How do you do that? By replacing them with equal to sign. So first one was x is greater than or equal to 0. So what is the equation? X equal to 0. X equal to 0 is the equation of y axis. Next one was y is greater than or equal to 0. Replace inequation with equal to, it will become y equal to 0. So what is y equal to 0? It is equation of x axis. So this is the x axis. So two inequations are being turned into equations, and we got this. In the same manner, other two constraints which are there, them also you convert them into equations. So one of them was 5x plus y less than or equal to 100. So we made it equal to 100 and draw the graph. Similarly, the last one. So in this particular manner, we have 4 lines. One is y axis, another is x axis, this is the third line, and this is the fourth line. Now see where they are intersecting each other. So they are intersecting each other. For example, y axis and x axis are meeting each other at origin. So that is one point. This line 5x plus y meets x axis at A. So this is another point. Equation x plus y meets y axis at C. That is the third point. So after drawing the lines, what you have to do is you have to find or you have to shade the areas which they represent. And how do you find that? With the help of inequations. With the help of inequations, you are going to know which part of the line, above the line, below the line, right side of the line, left side of the line, which is to be shaded, that you will know. And then find out this common area. And in this common area, after finding out, find the corner points. Which are the corner points? O, A, B, C. Find out their coordinates. Substitute that in the optimization function Z. Whichever is giving you maximum value, that is the solution. That is what he is explaining now. Optimal solution. Any point in the feasible region that gives the optimal value, maximum or minimum of the objective function, is called an optimal solution. Find out the corner points, and with the help of that find out Z. Whichever is giving you maximum or minimum, that is the solution. Theorem. Now we are coming to a small 2 theorems. First one says, let R be the feasible region, convex polygon for a linear programming problem, Z equal to AX plus BY. Why did he write AX plus BY? Because A and B will be changing according to problem with the objective function. When Z has optimal value, that is maximum or minimum, where the variable x and y are subject to constraints described by the linear inequalities, this optimal value must occur at the corner points. This is very important. We will only go to the corner points. We don't need to search everything else with that reason. Okay? Of the feasible reason. Theorem 2, if R be the feasible reason for the linear programming problem, let Z equal to Ax plus By be the objective function. If R bounded, then the objective function Z has both maximum and minimum values on R, and according to the theorem. Means you will have maximum value, you will also going to have minimum value. remark, if R is unbounded, it may happen that the area which you are going to get is unbound. Then what is to be done? Still we look for corner points. Okay. So unbounded, then the maximum or minimum values of the objective function may not exist. However, if it exists, it must occur at the corner points only, like the previous case. In the above example, now just go back to the example of tables and chairs. We assumed that he has purchased X tables and Y chairs. What was the optimization function? The optimization function Z was equal to profit on the table, 250 rupees, 250 into X plus 75 into Y. This Z we want to maximize. So we are taking the help of corner points. So Z is the Z values he has shown, means he has substituted these corner points and found out in each case what is the value. The maximum value is 6250. When is it is maximum? When he purchases 10 tables and 50 chairs. If he purchases no chairs and no tables, profit is 0. If he purchases 60 chairs, profit is 4500. And if he purchases 10 tables and 50 chairs, profit is 6250. If he purchases straight away 20 tables, profit is 5000. So the maximum profit he is getting in this particular case. So this is the solution. This is the procedure. Now we come and solve some problems. Before we go to actual problems, today we are basically confining ourselves to learning how to draw the graphs of these linear inequalities. And then in the next 2 sessions we are going to take up word problems of varieties of word problems. But remember, the problems are going to be big, so we cannot take many. Each type which we have, we will take one problem and try to do. But today it is very simple. It is more like what you studied in the previous class about linear inequalities. It is more like that. So now let us see what the problem is. He says maximize Z. He wants us to maximize that. So Z is equal to 3x plus 4y. What are the constraints? First constraint, x plus y is less than or equal to 4. So what is that we are supposed to do? What we are supposed to do? Convert all, yes. So the constraints are this. Remember, constraints will be always in the form of inequalities. Either he will give or we have to form. But in order to draw the graph, we have to convert them into equations. Shading will be done according to inequality. So the first constraint, see this we do not draw, please remember. This optimization function graph is not drawn. It is drawn only when if it is open type, and that is also not general. So never try to draw the graph of this. Draw the graphs of only constraints. What is the first constraint? X plus y equal to 4. We convert them into equations and draw the graph. How do you draw x and y? X is 0. Remember, to draw a straight line you require only 2 points. If x is 0, y is 4. If y is 0, x is 4. This is good enough to draw the graph. Okay. Now let us move on to the second one. The next one is x is greater than or equal to 0, which is nothing but x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. What does x equal to 0 represent? It represents y axis. What does y equal to 0 represents? X axis. So draw. The maximum value is 4. Okay. So 2 we have already drawn. x equal to 0, y equal to 0 we have already drawn. Okay. Now only come to this line. When x is 0, y is 4. When x is 0, y is 4. So this is one point. And when x is 4, y is 0. So this is the point. So join these 2 points. So how many lines are there? You can write this represents x plus y equal to 4. So how many lines? One is the line which we have drawn, another is x axis, another is y axis. Find out where they are meeting each other. One is the origin where it is 0, 0. Then is this point which is 4, 0, you can call it A. This you can call it B. What is A? It is 4, 0. What is B? It is 0, 4. Okay. It is not over. Now you have to shade. Shading is done according to inequality. So x plus y is less than or equal to, this is no doubt is the line. Now the question is whether we should shade above or below the line. In order to decide that, choose any point. The simplest point is origin. Substitute 0, 0 in the inequality and see whether it is satisfied. 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 4. It is satisfied. So you have to shade towards the origin. So this is your shading area. This side of the line. Then x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0 is the first quadrant. So the required area is basically this shaded area. This shaded area is the required area. Okay. The points should be here. Now if this is the required area is OABO. Now what is the next task? Next task is find out the corner points and substitute in Z. What is Z here? Z is equal to 3x plus 4y. What is the first corner point? 0, 0, O, which is 0, 0. So if you substitute this, what you will get? Z. Z will be 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0 equal to 0. Next, A. What are the coordinates of A? 4, 0. So Z is equal to 3 into 4 plus 4 into 0. So what you will get? 12. Next point, B. What are the coordinates? 0, 4. So what is Z? 3 into 0 plus 4 into 4. How much? 16. Okay. So what are the values of Z we got? Here we got 0, here we got 12, here we got 16. Which is maximum? 16 is maximum. How could you get 16? By substituting 0, 4. So the answer is what? What he is asking? Maximize Z. So Z is maximum. Z is maximum at 0, 4. And what is the maximum value? What is the maximum value? 16. This is the answer. Try to understand the method. When we are doing the problems, first we have to form inequalities, but here he has given inequalities. What are the steps? The first step is convert them into equations. Next step is draw the graphs. Third step is shade. Do the shading and find out what is the common area. Next step is find out the corner points. Next step is find the value of Z for those corner points and then decide maximum or minimum. So the problems are basically long problems. They are not small problems. Problems are big. But these are the same steps we are going to follow in every problem. That makes it easy. We are not going to change the method right from first problem till the last problem of this chapter. Okay. Move to the next problem. He says maximize z equal to 3x plus 5y such that x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 3, x plus y is greater than or equal to 2, x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0. As I mentioned, it will be there in every problem, which we need not do. The moment you draw x and y axis, that is done. So, z is equal to 3x plus 5y. This is called optimization function. This is optimization function. What are the constraints? X plus 3y equal to 3. Why we are writing equal to 3? Because that is the first thing which you have to do. Change inequations to equations. What are the points? Take the points here itself, x and y. Suppose x is 0, 3y is 3, so it is 1. If y is 0, x is equal to 3. 2 points are enough to draw a straight line. You don't need to take many points. The next constraint is x plus y equal to 2. Do the same thing, x and y. X is 0, y is 2, y is 0, x is 2. These points are good enough to draw the straight lines. Okay, so let us draw. As I mentioned, x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0. Together it is first quadrant. So, suppose this is y axis, this is x axis, this is origin, and then the points are not very big. The maximum value is 3 only. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4. Plot the points. What are the points? When x is 0, y is 1. When x is 0, y is 1. So, this is the first point. Next, when x is 3, y is 0. X is 3, y is 0. This is the point. So, if you join them, you will get a straight line. So, join them. And you can also extend it backward. So, that is the first line. It's not very straight, but you have, with the help of scale, you can draw. Next, x is 0, y is 2. X is 0, y is 2. And x is 2, y is 0. So, this is the next line. So, join these 2 points as you join that. When you draw it with the help of scale and pencil, you will get straight. Okay? You don't need to worry, just try to understand. Now, what is the next thing? This is the second line, this is the first line. Okay? You can even write the equations. What is the next task? Next task is shading. Okay? How do we do shading? For shading, we always use the inequations. So, these are the 2 lines. As I mentioned, in order to decide which side of the line to be shaded, what is to be done? Very simple thing. Choose any point. The easiest is origin. If you substitute 0, 0 in the first inequation, 0 plus 0 is greater than or equal to 2. Wrong. It is not correct. Since it is not correct, other side of the origin, opposite of origin side, we need to shade. That is true for second one also. 0 plus 0 is greater than 3, wrong. 0 plus 0 greater than 2. So, in both the cases, shading has to be upwards. Upward shading. Upward shading we have to do. So, if you do upward shading, what is the common area? If you do shading here, remember this part is not there in the second. If you do shading here, this part is not there either in 1 and 2. It should be common. So, the common area will be this outside area. This is the area which is above both of them. It is an open one, it is not a closed one. So, what did he tell when it is not closed? Even in that particular case he says find the corner points. What are the corner points? One is not O, remember it is not O, but one corner point is, this is the line, we are doing the shading here, we can say this is A, this is B, this is C. A is very easy to identify. What is A? It is 3, 0. A is 3, 0. B we will find out. What is C? C is also easy. It is 0, 2. Now the point is, what is the point? Miss, here B is the point where both the lines are meeting. If both the lines are meeting, what are the coordinates of that point? If it is a graph, Miss, if you are doing it in a graph paper, it is very simple. From there you draw a perpendicular, you will get the answer. Okay, but here also the same thing, if you have to draw a perpendicular, but we need to know the exact value. If there is a mistake there, then it will be wrong. So how to know? The best thing is simply solve them like simultaneous equations. What do we mean? We mean this. One is x plus 3y equal to 3, x plus y equal to 2. Subtract, you get 2y equal to 1. So y is equal to half. If you substitute y equal to half here, 3 by 2, so you will get x equal to 3 by 2. So what is this particular point B? Point B is 3 by 2, 1 by 2. In each case now find out z. What was z? 3x plus 5y. So substitute there. So you will get 3 into 3 plus 5 into 0 equal to 9. At this point what is z? It is 3 into 3 by 2 plus 5 into 1 by 2. What is 3 into 3 by 2? It is 9 by 2 plus 5 by 2, 14 by 2, which will give you 7. Finally, z equal to 3 into 0 plus 5 into 2. How much? 10. What he wanted? He said minimize z. He didn't say maximize z. He said minimize z. What is the minimum value of z? See, these are the three values, 9, 7, 10. So what is the minimum value of z? It is 7. So we will say z is minimum at, what is the point? 3 by 2, 1 by 2. And it is, what is the minimum value? It is 7. This is the answer. So what do you find? You find problems are similar. No doubt, number of lines may be more. But understand the procedure. Same procedure we are going to follow till the last problem of this chapter. We will move on to the next problem. Problem number 7. He wants minimum and maximum both in this particular problem. First problem which we solved, we maximized. Second problem we found minimum. Now in this problem he wants both. Okay. What is to be maximized? Z equal to 5x plus 10y. Remember, this is the optimization function. What is it? 5x plus 10y. Don't draw this line, please. Don't draw the graph of z. We don't draw the graph of z. Okay, so z will remain z after drawing the lines, after getting the corner points to substitute. Okay, so convert all constraints to equations. The first one is x plus 2y equal to 120. Take values x and y. X is 0, y equal to 60. Y is 0, or let us say x is 30. Or let us say x is 60. Any value you can take actually, as you know, to draw the line. If x is 60, take 60 other side, you will get y equal to 30. So this is for the first one. What is the second one? Second one is x plus y is greater than or equal to. Remember, this is the first one. Second one is x plus y equal to 60. This is the second one. Again take the points in the same manner. X is 0, y is 60, y is 0, x is 60. Enough. Now take the third one. What is the third one? X minus 2y is greater than or equal to 0. X minus 2y is greater than or equal to 0. So take the values x and y. If x is 0, y is 0 because x is equal to 2y. Suppose x is 60. If x is 60, take 60 other side, you will get minus 2y equal to minus 60, y equal to 30. This is the third one. If you remember, in the first problem, there was only one line we had drawn. Second problem, we had drawn 2 lines. Now in this problem, we have to draw 3 lines. And then we have to find out the common area. So the graphical part is very, very significant. Okay? So now let us draw it. The values are generally big numbers. So the maximum number is 60 only. Let us say this is 30, this is 60, this is 90. X axis, origin, y axis, similarly 30, 60, 90. Take the first one. Remember, these are the points. What are the points? 0, 60. When x is 0, y is 60. This is the first point. When x is 60, y is 30. When x is 60, y is 30. Join these 2 points. Join these 2 points. This is one line. This is the first line. When x is 60, y is 30. Okay. Now come to the second one. X is 0, y is 60, and it is 60, it is 0. So join these 2 points. This is the second line. Come to the last one. X is 0, y is 0, x is 60, y is 30. This point, this is going this way. Okay. So we have 3 lines we have drawn. Now what we have to do? We have to shade. What is to be done for shading? You can choose a point. For example, for first and second, you can choose 0. If you take 0, 0 plus 0 is less than 120, it is correct. So you have to shade towards the origin. Second one also towards the origin. Because, no, second one, if you substitute 0, 0 plus 0 is greater than 60, which is wrong. So you have to shade in the other side. Other side means above. Okay. Now come to the third one. What does he say is the third one? Third one is x minus 2y equal to 0. This is the line. Since this line itself is passing from 0, you cannot take 0. Take any point. Let us say this point. What is this point? 0, 60. If you substitute 0, 60, what will happen? 0 minus 120 is greater than 0. Negative number cannot be greater than 0. So you have to shade in the other side. Other side means where this 60 is not there. So it is below. This shading is below. Now try to find out what is the common area. So here we have to down, here we have to shade down, we have to. Now find out what is the common area. How many lines total? 5 lines. What are they? One is x-axis, another is y-axis, then 1, 2, 3. Whatever is common between all of them we have to take into consideration. So what is common? And shading part you have to see. You have to take below this, you have to take above this, you have to take below this. So what is the common area? You can see, you can say this is the common area. Just see whether it fulfills all conditions. Is it below 1? Yes. Is it above 2? Yes. Is it below 3? Yes. So A, B, C, D. Now what is our task? To know the coordinates of each point. Okay. So what are the coordinates of each point? We have to find out. First A. What are the coordinates? 60, 0. What is this point B? If this is 60, this is 90, this is 120. So it is 120, 0. Okay, so B is 120, 0. C, what is C? That is very important. You need to know what is C. C is a point where 1 and 3 are meeting. Where 1 and 3 are meeting. This is 1, this is 3. Put them together and solve it in order to avoid any confusion. Or you can say x is equal to 2y, 2y plus 2y, 4y equal to 120, y equal to 40. If y is equal to 40, x equal to 80. Solve 1 and 3. Solve 1 and 3. 1 is x plus 2y equal to 120 and 3 is x minus 2y equal to 0. If we just add, y will get cancelled, 2x equal to 120 will get x equal to 60. If x equal to 60, substitute here 60, you will get y equal to 30. So 60, 30 is this point. So what is C? It is 60, 30. Finally, you have D. D also you have to find out. What is D? Where 2 and 3 are meeting each other. As you have solved 1 and 3, similarly you have to solve 1 with 2. If you simply subtract x minus x, it will get cancelled, you will get y equal to 60. If y equal to 60, x equal to, substitute, the point D is where 3 and 2 are meeting, 2 and 3, sorry. 2 and 3 are meeting, not 1 and 3. So this also you can solve. X plus y and this is x minus 2y. X plus y equal to 60 and x minus 2y equal to 0. Subtract x minus x 0, it will become plus 3y equal to 60, y equal to 20. If y is 20, x will be 40. So this point is 40, 20. This particular point is 40, 20. You can see that since we have drawn the lines without a graph paper, we are struggling to get the points of intersection. If you do it on the graph paper, you have to just measure. You don't need to struggle to get the points. Anyway, we got all the points. One is A, B, C, D. In each case, find out Z. So what will be Z in this case? Z is equal to 5 into x, 5 into 60. Other one is anyway 0. It is nothing but 300. Second one, what is Z? 120 into 5 or 5 into 120. 600 because other point is 0. Come to next point C. In this case, what is Z? Z equal to 5 into 60 plus 10 into 30. So how much you get? 6 5s are 300 plus 300 equal to 600. Come to the last point. What is Z? 5 into 40 plus 10 into 20. So it is 200 plus 200 equal to 400. He has asked find what is the maximum and minimum of Z. Minimum is what? 300. This is 300, this is 600, this is 600, this is 400. So what is the minimum value? A. What is the maximum value? You have 2 points. One is C as well as B. So this is how we write maximum and minimum values. First you have to write the coordinates and then write the values of Z. Okay. So Z is minimum, that is 300 at 60, 0. Z is maximum at 2 points, one is B, one is C at 120, 0 and 60, 30, and its maximum value is 600. This is how we solve this problem. So I am sure you are slowly able to understand that these problems are lengthy. You require patience. We'll just take one last problem today. Before we close this session. What is it? Again, he says maximize Z equal to x plus y. What are the constraints? Convert the constraints into equations. So, one is x minus y equal to minus 1. So, to draw we have to get the points x and y. X is 0, minus y is minus 1, so y is 1. If y is 0, x is minus 1, we do not want to take negative values, you choose something else. Now let us say, choose something else. Let us say x is equal to 2. If x is 2, 2 will go that side, it will become minus 1, minus 2, y equal to 3. Okay. This is good enough for the first line. Now take the second one. What is it? Minus x plus y. Minus x plus y equal to 0. This is also a simple one. X and y. X is 0, y is 0. Okay. Let us say take a value which will make it positive basically. Y equal to x. So if you take x equal to 1, y equal to 1. Now let us draw. There are only 2 constraints here and then we have to find out. X and y greater than 0 defines the x and y axis. The points are very simple. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. First one. What is the first one? 0, 1. X is 0, y is 1. Next 2, 3. X is 2, y is 3. Join these 2 points. This is the first line. Okay. This is the first one. Now come to the second one. 0, 0, that is origin itself. 1, 1. X is 1, y is 1. Join this also. This is the second one. Nothing more. We have drawn the lines. Now what? We need to shade. How do you shade? How do you do the shading? Take a point, for example, first line is passing through this, let us say 0, 0. If you substitute 0, 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, less than or equal to minus 1. Is 0 less than minus 1? No. 0 is always greater than all positive values. So, you have to shade other than 0 side. So, you have to shade upper side. All the upper side you have to shade. Come to the second line. Second line, since it is passing through 0, don't take 0, take anything else. Let us say this point 1 0. Substitute in the second one 1 0. Minus 1 plus 0 is less than 0. Minus 1 is less than 0, which is correct. So, you have to shade which side this point is. So, you have to basically shade opposite. Now, observe which is the common area. There is no common area. First line is showing upwards, second line is showing downwards, and this is this side. There is no common for all 4 lines. So, what do we say? There is no common area. Since there is no common area, there is no point of maxima, there is no point of minima. So, there is no common area because first line is shaded upwards, second line is shaded downwards. There is no common area. There is no point where they are meeting each other. Since they are not meeting each other at any point, there are no corner points. Since there are no corner points, we cannot define maximum or minimum value of z. So, we write no maximum value of z. So, with this we come to a close of this session, and in the next session we are going to take word problems, but the procedure is very same. Thank you.